Do you iron clothes by yourself? If you do it by yourself, well then you might already know some expensive or cheap irons, but having iron in your home will do an amazing job in cases of emergencies. Do you want a radiant clothing iron without busting the bank? We are here to find the soundest clothing irons under $50. Thankfully, you are not going to be short on choices as we have fitted 8 top-rated models here. Saving money does not imply you should purchase the shoddiest clothing iron you can find. If it performs badly or requires substituting in a shorter time than it should, you could end up paying more. Purchase right the first time. From our picking below, we feel assured that you'll be fetching one of the finest clothes irons under $50. The average steam output of most of the clothing irons below $50 lies between 20 and 55 grams per minute. An assertive steam output will drastically lower your ironing period, and that is why it is one of the essential elements we concentrate on. The iron's vertical steaming mechanism will also be a much more practical with a loftier steam outcome. Steam irons are not perfect for upright steaming, but function pleasingly adequate if you bear to freshen up the periodic hanging apparel or drapes. The taller the wattage, the briefer the iron tends to warm up or reheat if the auto off has booted in while ironing. Number 1. Pure Steam 1700 Watt Steam Iron. In our thought, this is one of the most reasonable clothing iron under $50 because it has all the qualities that you would want and functions flawlessly in a wide range of various settings. The enormous 14-ounce tank can produce a decisive blast of steam. The commands are very easy to use, and you will find ironing very easy with this model. It warms up in a matter of seconds, has a lofty tier of usability, and has superb functionality. Besides, it has incredible security attributes such as a 3-way auto turn-off. The dial control is slightly rigid and requires a little too much force to turn it, but that is only a petty issue. Number 2. Black & Decker Vitessa Iron ICR 2020. There is no requirement to spend a fortune since you can get the exact performance with this cheap clothing iron. We present to you one of the finest clothing iron under $25. At this price, you would be pardoned for believing it would be a horrible iron. In truth, we were extremely impressed with how comfortable it is to operate and how many operations you get. With a power capacity of 1200 watts, the iron outperforms its competitors in the market. It is one of the most delicate irons available today at just 1.7 pounds and has a retractable cable, which is an attribute many individuals love. It has an anti-drip layout and drifts very well across any texture. Thus, the iron operates exceptionally well and looks rather stylish too. Aside from the cost, the ergonomic structure allows it to handle comfortably in your hand, with all the controls being in effortless reach. The adjustments are straightforward and let you get exceptional results. It is not completely as decisive as some other models we peeked at here, and it can even be a little issue to see the waterline. Number 3. Buterol 1800 Watt Clothing Iron. Here, we see another striking clothing iron under $50. It has an exceptional tier of energy, and the water tank of 11.5 ounces is heading to deliver a lot of steam. It arrives with a ceramic sole plate and is supported by a 2-year warranty. 9 eclectic preset modes will let you get clear settings for whatever textile you ought to iron, and a radiant LCD screen aids you to steer through the menu. It is another clothing iron that has an auto shut-off, which is still a sound attribute to have. The first thing you witness is how well proportioned the iron feels in your hand. It is lightweight enough to avert arm aches, but sober enough for efficacious pressing. Across the board, it is comfortable to handle, and with all the diverse settings, entitling you to get creaseless outcomes. It would be helpful if this iron came with a cornet, as the refilling crater is rather small, making it effortless to tumble water. Number 4. Sunbeam Steam Master Clothing Iron. Sunbeam has also created a wonderful clothing iron. It is capable to supply 1400 watts of power and can deliver shots of efficacious steam. It has a water-bearing capacity of 8 ounces. On top of that, it arrives on a stainless steel sole plate and weighs on the negligibly higher side of 3 pounds. It is another one that features a retractable cable to make placing it away absolutely effortless. It also has some further outstanding traits, such as being anti-drip and including a self-clean design. All of this marker is endorsed by bearing a 3-year warranty. The commands on this clothing iron are well placed and comfortable to use. Also, there is a broad spectrum of functional steam settings. It is easy to iron with, which is conducted by the quick heating time along with that retractable cable. The downside of that line is that the iron does feel slightly pudgy and unsteady at times. But with the price tag of $36, it is a great option to pick. Number 5. Black & Decker Digital Advantage D2530. Black & Decker has created this clothing iron that has a fantastic scope of specifications. It holds a power output tier of 1500 watts, which is on the more elevated end of the hierarchy, and a water holding capacity of 12 ounces, which is also on the more heightened side. The adjustability you get with this clothing iron is unbelievable, as it has varying temperatures along with vapor commands. It bears a weight of 3.2 pounds, which is flawless for those who appreciate more solemn irons. Moreover, it will fare with all kinds of effortlessly. The form quality of this model of iron is immaculate, and this is indicated by the environmentally convincing steam output and even the attribute it does not spread at all. All the control switches are intuitively positioned, which implies producing those adjustments is exceedingly comfortable. The steam reel is a pleasing attribute of this iron model, but it is slightly a bit loose. It implies that it can be a little too effortless to strike it out of place accidentally. Number 6. Maytag M400 Clothing Iron. If you are peaking for a tinier and more portative iron, then this is going to be ideal. Despite its dimensions, it always can provide 1500 watts of power, so you would not be making any surrenders in terms of its condensation capacity. This iron model cost around $40. The steam control in this iron can be employed vertically or as an anti-wrinkle rush. It is extremely comfy to operate with the soft grip handle, and the control switches are well positioned. Also, it has a ton of other amazing attributes, such as self-cleaning operation and instantaneous heating. This is ideal for anyone who sees that most clothing irons feel a little clunky and discomfiting. On top of that, it is incredibly effortless to use and glides smoothly over any material. The functionality is splendid, and it is endorsed by a 2-year warranty. It requires to be filled slightly on its flank, which can be slightly uncomfortable. It can usher to a few spillages, but you can quickly get accustomed to it. Number 7. Tfal Ultra Glide Clothing Iron 1700 watts. If you manage to be having an iron for a long period, you require it to be as comfy as feasible. That is what you obtain here with its ergonomic structure that permits you to efficiently use all of its energy and the high shot of steam. This clothing iron is priced at around $36. It has a bunch of delightful traits such as the anti-drip system, extensive inlet, and self-cleaning design. The form quality is lofty in this model with a combination of aluminum and enamel utilized on the sole plate. In accumulation, the device comes with a 1-year warranty. For those dispirited by small cables, you will be pleased with the length of this iron cord. This iron is easy to use, and that is indicated by the scope of commands, the uneasy to use. It is a difficult to see, which implies that you have to halt ironing and lift your hand away to glimpse it. Number 8. Eureka Razor Powerful Clothing Iron. Priced at $29, Eureka has assembled this iron that scrutinizes brilliantly and functions remarkably pleasing too. It has a power tier of 1500 watts and can deliver both shot and upright steam. Further, it offers that without any spilling problems. The ceramic sole plate slides easily and has a reasonable weight of 2.65 pounds. Asunder from these excellent traits, you will see some valid elements such as the auto shutoff, self-cleaning mechanism, LED indicator, and high grip handle. For those seeking a decisive clothing iron at a lower price, this would be a prominent choice. Despite the lofty power, it is exceptionally effortless to use, and you'll get via that heap of ironing extremely fast. Unfortunately, there have been some quality management issues with some obtaining a clothing iron that dies down fast. Thankfully, this seems to be an irregular case. So which one do you guys prefer? The cheap alternatives or the expensive ones? Comment down what you think would be the best pick from the above mentioned list, and follow us for more affordable tech updates. Until then, adios.